This is Chris Kelly, just a simple overview of our Peak Fitness Client Nutrition Guide. This is the guide that we send to all of our new clients in order to better educate them kind of on our process of nutrition and our focus on changing habits versus telling them what to eat. Alright, so you'll notice we have an 8-page document here which begins with a self-assessment and then kind of gives the client an idea of where they are, currently their nutritional level, and ending with some resources. Alright, so I'm just going to go over each level briefly here. Alright, now starting here we have our nutrition client overview. Okay, and these are just some general questions the client's going to ask themselves on how consistent they are with their diets, and then as well the first step we're going to ask them to do in order to give them some advice is to keep a dietary log. Okay, this log can either be kept in a simple notebook or online or an online calorie logging site, and all we're asking the client to do is keep a 3-day log of what they eat. Okay, so we want times that they eat, and as well we want we want the foods that they're eating. All right, and this is just going to help us to determine how consistent they are in their diet, whether they're consistent with both the times that they eat and the foods that they're eating or not. Okay, now based upon that, that's going to help us to categorize our clients based upon their habits. Alright, so a level 1 dieter, kind of the bottom rung, this is where most people are, alright, is somebody that is randomly eating. Alright, there's no plan or organization. They get hungry whenever when they get hungry, they're going to eat whatever is around. And these are people that have had maybe success with fad diets, but they lack consistency. They don't have a backup plan, so they often just simply gain the weight back. All right, this is where we are looking to move people from. All right, the next level, kind of the level of adherence, where we want most of our clients. All right, is our level 2. Okay, level 2 eater is somebody that is eating with structure. All right, so they're having 5 meals a day, 7 days a week. Okay, this is someone that eats at around 90%, alright? So they know that they're going to have slip-ups, but by the same token, they're not flaming out. Okay, this is somebody that can, they can have cheat meals, that can make adjustments, but when they have a bad day, they just make small corrections, they don't go off the rails. Right, this is also somebody that adheres to zigzag dieting. Okay, so in their off days, they're eating fewer carbs, fewer calories. In their workout days, they're eating more carbs, more calories to fuel their bodies. Right, now, again, this is the level that is going to allow our clients to maintain what we want. Okay, so once the client gets to this level, they're going to be ready for a little bit more rigorous and structured dieting. Okay, and that brings us to levels 3 and 4. All right, for dieting, this is the target for clients. All right, this is where we begin to log calories and nutrients. Count calories. If the client is doing the level 2, they're certainly going to be able to count calories and simply, if they want to lose a pound of fat per day, we decrease by 500 calories, whatever it is. But we don't go into the more structured nutrition until the client meets the guidelines for level 2. All right, finally, we have our level 4. Okay, and level 4 simply involves more structured diets. All right, moving below here, all right, you'll find a listing of just various what we call surge diets, ranging from carb cycling to certain shake diets and different things that the client can employ for a short-term weight loss effect. Okay, we want to do these things around times like Labor Day, Memorial Day, and New Year's Eve when the client is at the height of their intention, and we just kind of give a duration of which to do them. All right, so if the client is trying to gain muscle, it might be a little longer, but for fat loss, it's 4 to 12 weeks. Okay, so we can associate that with the goal cycle once the client is ready. Now, if we're dealing with a level 1 client, we also have what is called an action plan for level 1. Okay, and this just lists the goals for this level. We want to eat 5 to 6 times a day. We want to eat minimally processed foods, vegetables and fruit throughout the day, drinking more water, etc. Alright, and then as well, just some action steps to take. Alright, so once we have our client, the first thing that we want our client to do is to establish this eating 5 to 6 times a day. Establishing times to eat, and establishing, just basic times where they have 5 to 10 minutes to eat. Alright, that's going to give them the basic structure necessary to achieve their goals. Alright, so that's the first thing that I want you to do with your clients. The second thing that we're going to ask them to do is log on loseit.com. We'll include a video of how to access that, but we want them logging and we want them eating at the times, or eating at pre-planned times. All right, now once we have this structure, we can start to incorporate these steps necessary. And again, what this says here is implement only 1 to 2 steps for the first 2 weeks of your action plan. So for the first 2 weeks, the goal, if the client is not doing this already, would be to eat consistently at consistent times and log their food. All right, once this is the case, we simply check this, right, and then we start to incorporate these various steps, maybe 2 at a time. You know, if the client is able to do this for 2 weeks, we add 2 more until they meet these requirements. All right, from here, we move on to our level 2 and 3 action plan and simply repeat this process until the client is where we want them to be. All right, but in summary, that is the way that we're going to utilize our nutrition log. Refer to this frequently. You know, if the client has questions about diet, what to eat, or a shopping list, we also include some recommended dieting resources that can kind of support what they're doing. But the goal would be to get the client to really understand the level that they're currently at, be it level 1 or more, and then try to incorporate each step, to improve their eating. Check this frequently, and that is an explanation of our nutrition guide.